Please properly introduce yourself.
My name is Sharif Badamosi. I've been involved in money management for just over 30 years at the moment. Yeah, I decided to start a business in it because I felt it's something that a lot of people need.
Okay.
Money, as they say, money rules the world, and money is required for us to do everything that we want to do in life.
Yeah.
True.
Really, you know.
Who needs a money manager?
It's going to be mainly people that have been awakened and enlightened to the realities that I need to be able to get someone to help me manage my finances, or I need to be able to get the knowledge to manage my finances. Everybody else just assumes that all is well. And they continue going from one cycle to the next.
You're right.
And before they realize it, 20, 30, 40 years are down the line. And you're looking and going, my life hasn't really changed that much. People are talking about the Warren Buffetts of this world, the Bill Gates. They have endless money. They're billionaires and they don't have anything to do with money. That's wrong. It's a very, very wrong concept. Because the higher you climb, the higher your demand for money.
Yes.
And you'll be surprised that even guys like this are in debt.
You're right.
So you're wondering, how are these guys in debt?
have a lot.
Because they're pumping billions into the ventures that make them popular.
Okay.
Right? So they're using their money consistently, they're multiplying it, so at the end of the day, they still need to be able to manage this money effectively. So let me go back to what I was saying. So money is scarce, it's a scarce commodity. And you can only get so much of it every month if you're in full-time employment, and even if you're self-employed, there's so much you can charge your clients and there's so much your boss can pay you as a salary, right? And the kind of lifestyle you imagined in your head you want to have. That's the problem. The kind of lifestyle. And our imagination comes from observing someone else, from the kind of background that we have. And we say, oh, I never want to be poor again in my life.
Never be poor again.
Yeah, I'll never be poor again. Or your mentors or churches, mosques, and things like that. They keep filling people's heads. Oh, I need to prosper. I need to do very well. So you have that demand that you place on yourself. But the money that is in your hand cannot fulfill that. So what do? So that's where a lot of people are stuck. And they want to live a life that they cannot afford. You have to be able to afford your life. But in terms of the risk that we're talking about, let's be clear. There's no risk, no investment. That's just plain and simple. I had to learn that lesson the hard way. No risk, no investment. You're going to bear some kind of risk, and there's a likelihood that you're going to lose money. Let's just be real, right? It's different from gambling. No, but it depends on how much money you're losing. It's different from gambling. The thing about investment is that right there and then, plain and simple, you already see what you potentially stand to gain. Okay, I've lost money on government bonds, but I've gained a lot overall. So you have to ask yourself the question, am I willing to gain overall on the portfolio, lose a bit here and gain some here?
I used to like so when I come up and I say, okay, Aristotle, right, the Greek philosopher, he says, and I quote, initio disputandi est definitio nominis, which means in English, definition of terms is the beginning of any intellectual discussion.
Okay.
Now, in this discourse, right, we have money and then we have goals.
Yeah.
So we now begin to take the root word of each, right? Money, or say finance, or whatever it is, right? It could not be. So money necessarily in this context is not the cash.
Okay.
It could be your resource.
Okay.
It could be an asset.
Okay.
It could be anything tangible that can yield to cash. So the end point of the concept of money in this context, right, is cash. But not necessarily the cash in itself. Now, a salary earner who probably does not have a business, this person has, a resource, which is himself. So in that context, his money is himself. His money is his brain. Right. His money is his hand. His money is his leg, right? But a businessman who has, 1 million buses, 10,000 bikes, his money is his asset. He might necessarily not have $1 million in his account. But he has the asset. Now, but a guy who does trading, forex trading, and all of those things, the definition of money for him is the money itself, right? He has $1,000. Oh, tomorrow he makes $10,000. Oh, tomorrow he makes this $1. Now, for an influencer now, their money might necessarily not be the fiscal cash at some point, right? Their money now becomes their resource, the number of followers they have.
The social
Yeah,
capital.
yeah, exactly, right? Now that becomes money for them because now the end point, like I said, the end point is that whatever that can transit eventually into cash now becomes the definition of money in this context. People might argue, but that's my own.
Okay.
Now,
True.
goal, of course, goal is a common balance. Everybody say gold, 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 gold. Even footballers say go, right?
Okay.
You know, but then in common parlance, we understand goals to be let me bring it down. They say in a layman. When I was growing, I thought it was in a layman language. Oh yeah.
Okay.
In a layman language, right, we understand that goals are specific objectives, essentially measurable, and are time bound. So now, some people say goals are, you know, when we talk about goals, not talk about smart goals. They now say smarter goals. I don't know what the ER is actually, but then they are smarter goals. But then essentially, we say goals are measurable objectives, right, that are specific and are time bound. Now, when I say goals are measurable, so now combining goals as being measurable objectives to money means that your assets or your resource, right, that, you know, of course, that eventually is converted to cash, right, that, you know, you can objectively, hope that's not too ambiguous anyway.
No, it's fine. Continue.
That you can objectively, you know, channel the inflow
Okay.
into a particular plan.